What's up, Cancer? Welcome to your April 2020 general reading. This is going to be a reading for you, Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. I want to thank all of you guys for rocking with me. If you are new, what's up? My name is Danny. If you are returning, hello. Thank you for coming back. I appreciate you guys. You know I love you guys. I hope that you guys are all well, holding it together. You know what I mean? Just holding it together. I always, in my mind, suspect that you Cancers are actually doing quite all right since you guys prefer being at home anyways. But even after a while, like, I understand that can get to anybody. And if you are alone at this time, I hope that you just stay inspired, stay doing things, keep you busy. It's a really good time. I've been telling everybody to just go back to basics, do some fucking puzzles, color in a book, journaling, doing things that just make you feel good. Very light, child-hearted, or childlike. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm sure you guys do though. Just do things that make you feel good. Go back to old times and kind of get into those activities, because I think just collectively, this is a time where people are finding inspiration through those things, right? This is a time where we are going to, at the end of this, come and walk into a new reality. Like, nothing is going to be exactly how it was, which is fine, because I think there were things in our society that definitely needed to be changed. And so with that, go back to basics, because in many ways, a lot of us are having to go back to basics because we're limited. So I hope you guys are all well. I want to thank you guys for coming. Now, Cancer, you guys have been doing so good. I've been saying this for a long time now. Like, you guys are just thriving. I remember 2018, I was like, ugh, Cancer. And then 2019, things were like really picking up. And I'm like, okay, Cancer. And now you guys are just completely rocking it. I want you to remember that. And I want you to know that it can still be that way. And I say that because I feel that somewhere in here, maybe right around now, maybe, just there's doubt seeping in. There might be a little bit of loneliness seeping in for some of you guys. There's just different things that are kind of popping up here after you guys have been doing so well. And I just want you to keep your eye on the prize, because even though I think some of you guys might be feeling yourself being a little bit of a low this month, things are going to be beautiful for you. Let's break it down so that it makes sense. So, well, let's start out with the bottom of the deck. We've got the Page of Cups, right? So this is an offer, and many times it's a love offer. Many times it could be, a message coming in from a lover, a call, or whatever. But it's really a pure energy. It's about good luck going forward. It's a very happy energy. And you see how with all this water, and it is a water sign card, there's a lot of emotion having to do here. So again, Page of Cups, going back to basics for a lot of you guys. And just enjoying the times. Like, I was telling my son the other day, we were going on a bike ride, and there's just so many families out walking their dogs and going on bike rides. Everyone's staying within their own distance of their quarantine pods. But I turned to my son, I was like, damn, this feels like the 90s. I was like, this is how it felt when I was a kid. Like, I just remember after school, after everyone does their homework and, everyone's out on their bikes doing things. You see families, you see everybody. People are at the park, people are playing. And so there's something kind of beautiful about that's going on right now. I was just telling my son, like, you have no idea what you missed out on. Like, this feels like the 90s. Like, all my son cares about is his PlayStation. You know what I mean? And like playing Fortnite and whatever other games he plays. I don't really know, but it's just a different time. So again, with this Page of Cups, Page energy is it's very fresh energy. It's very new energy, right? Pages come around the cusp of new things. So I think this is really just a time. It's not as elevated as like a king or queen or even a Knight of Cups. So I think this is really in terms of like what things that make you happy, things that make you feel good. If you guys are feeling like you're at a low, take the time this month to go back to the basics, right? We are in Aries season. It's the first month of the astrological year. We are now, entering that springtime. Like, it's that time, right? I think that will make you guys feel good, especially if you guys are, I feel like a lot of you guys who may be home alone and overthinking a lot, starting to feel a little bit lonely, starting to become a little bit more standoffish, or feeling like people are being standoffish with you. This is just a really good time to just get into like artsy fartsy crafty shit, or just just things you haven't done in a while that just can make you feel good. Okay, now you guys are starting out with 6 of Wands, Death, and Five of Pentacles. So this is where I see like things start to go like from, oh yeah, we're thriving, to like, okay, what's going on here, right? Six of Wands energy is victory. See how she's got her bomb ass V earrings, right? Victory card. It's about being seen. It's about, and a lot of times like winning the battle, winning the fight. You think about the Five of Wands, you got all these people fighting with their sticks and different wands. It's unorganized, there's chaos. We don't know really who's fighting who or what's going on. But you see the Six of Wands, that person has gained their victory, right? And they're being seen and they're feeling abundant and they're feeling good and feeling confident. And I think that a lot of you guys have been feeling like that for quite some time, especially in terms of your relationships, right? Cancers have been thriving in their relationships. Like I talk to you guys on a personal level, a lot of you guys are doing so well. And like I look at the comments that you guys leave on these videos and I'm like, damn, yes, that's what I'm talking about. But then it feels like this whole thing came, this whole, right, this death energy. And some of you guys might be dealing with Scorpio, or maybe you have strong Scorpio placements, right? Your Venus, your rising, something like that, moon. But it feels like this transformation is hit, and really on a global level with all of us, right? Because we are all, even though we've got our own individual life, we are all collectively battling this one big thing together. It feels like this is hit and things have changed, right? But they're supposed to change. There's supposed to be transformation, right? Like this would be for no reason, and this would be in vain if things didn't change for the better, if things didn't transform for the better. Now, the Death card is all about the transformation. It's all about that regeneration. It's Scorpio energy. It could be very dark, right? But the Death card is also a card that we see coming. It's not like the Tower card where it's just something that happens out of nowhere. Like this has been a long time coming. Things have needed to change for a while. Like things have been shifting for a while under the scenes. And here we are, and old things are dying away and we're stepping into a new thing. And I think that this, you know, in a lot of ways, this is exciting, but it's also very scary for a lot of people, right? We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know. We just don't know. And I think for a lot of you guys, especially in terms of relationships, you might be finding yourself that you are feeling left out, or that person's feeling left out, because it just feels like someone is not being as connected or active in this relationship. Because again, we're all going through our own things. Like, so I could be stressing over here thinking about something else, and then my man over here is thinking I don't like him anymore, or vice versa, that type of thing, right? And it's kind of, it feels like that energy, even if it's not specific to you guys. Of course, take this as it resonates, because it's not going to resonate with everybody. But it feels like there's all these things happening and everyone's in their feels and everyone's trying to figure it out, understandably so. And with that, we're forgetting that we kind of have to maintenance the relationships around us. And it feels like one of us, maybe even both of you guys, are feeling a way about it. Now, this Five of Pentacles card in this deck specifically feels to me like a couple that just got done fighting, right? You know, like you fight with your boyfriend or your girlfriend or whatever, and you're walking away and like one person's walking in front of them, and like there's just, it's that type of energy. Everyone's being silent, and it's just kind of like that kind of energy. This doesn't feel like poverty to me, like how the original deck mainly feels. This feels like there's just a distance. So it could be like those of you guys who are in a relationship with someone who's long distance. It could be, even though you've already been going through this long distance thing, it could be on some, look, this is for real long distance because I don't know when I'm going to see them again now. You know, it could be something like that. It could be just you guys not really communicating. You're not really feeling distant and solid in your relationship in general, right? And I don't think that it's anything that has to do with anybody on a personal level. It doesn't even feel like this is intentional. I just feel like everybody's in their own headspace and worried about their own security and worried about just in general what's going on. My God, I love when the cards do this. What's going on in the world, and then it's just making you feel away, right? It's making us kind of bring up our insecurities in every kind of way. But this person loves you. Like, first of all, okay, so let's go back to this victory card. We've got the Knight of Wands that's clarifying that. So this is about taking action. Again, I think you guys were in a really good place. This is talking about the recent past and talking about how you guys were just really thriving, pushing forward. There was a lot of new opportunities happening for Cancer. I've been telling you guys in terms of your work, in terms of your love, like things have been good. Lots of travel, like plush, great, right? Then boom, transformation. Everything hits the fan. Everyone's crazy. There's so much chaos around you guys. And I think that you guys are in this place where you're kind of going back into your shell because you don't really want to get caught up in it. I totally get it. But it does kind of leave one or both of you feeling away. But there's still this Two of Cups here clarifying that. That's love. That's balance. That's purity. This person is actually someone. So if you guys are experiencing this, if you feel like there's kind of like a pause or a break or like just some kind of weird energy in your relationship, okay, yeah, there is. And that's something that you guys can address with that Page of Cups energy, maybe having a real talk. But I feel like nobody wants to have that talk because, of course, it's uncomfortable being like, hey, do you still like me? Hey, are we still good? Trust me, I get it. But there's still love here. There's still connection here. And I think you guys both feel this way. I just think everyone's in their own kind of panic bubble, if this is resonating for you guys. And so it puts a different type of spin on the relationship. Because again, no matter what we're going through in our lives, we still have to make sure that we're maintaining certain relationships if they're important to us. And where maybe one or both of you guys have dropped the ball and it makes another person feel away, or maybe you haven't even dropped the ball. Maybe, again, people are just caught up in their own stuff. And so it's just uncomfortable, you know, and maybe no one's talking about it. But I do feel like, especially with this Page of Cups here being the underlying and this Two of Cups here, and then you got the Lovers, which is next, and this is what's in your environment. There's love here. So if you guys have been feeling distant from your lover, if things have been feeling a little off, I think it's okay to have that conversation. I think it'll actually go quite well. If it's something that you are hesitant to do because you're like, I don't want to stir the pot, I get it, but I think it'll be fine. So Lovers, Wheel of Fortune, Moon. Love it, love it, love it. So Gemini energy, but Lovers we know is originally the choice. We also know Lovers has to do with making a decision or just moving forward in love. What are you going to do? I think a lot of you guys have someone who's really in front of you and loves you deeply, right? You got the Queen of Wands Queen of Cups that's clarifying this. So again, this is water energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. But this is a queen that just feels deeply. She looks out for her clan. She looks out for everybody, actually. She's really not a person who's petty like that, right? She's very intuitive. And I think this person too, because Queen of Cups, she's the only queen, or she's the only person in the Cups suit actually that has a lid on their cup. So this person is able to mask their emotions, right? Think about it. Queens and kings, especially kings, are the masters of each suit. So they're more elevated. So she knows when and when not to really dig into her emotions. And for right now, it may feel like this person or you are a little bit standoffish, so they might not be vocalizing as much. Maybe certain things have stopped, certain patterns. If they were calling you nicknames, maybe they're like, listen, I'm that person. If you have a nickname for me and you're always calling me by this cute little nickname, and then all of a sudden you call me Danny or Danielle, I'm like, what's going on? Like, I don't know if that's just me because I'm a little bit crazy. But like, maybe it could be something as simple like that. But this person loves you deeply. And I feel like you love this person deeply. And I think that right now where everyone's just a little bit scared and stressed about just everything, this is a good time to kind of visit those conversations if you need to be having those conversations and put some more play back into your relationship. I think when everything gets very like serious and very stale, you know, it could get very stale and people don't know how to react, especially if, let's say, your relationship has been moving on one direction or moving one way, and then all of a sudden it just kind of flips because everyone's under their own pressure or stress, and it could just feel away, right? Now, Wheel of Fortune loves that. That is the ending of a cycle and the beginning of a new beautiful one. The Wheel of Fortune always spins in our favor, right? Again, everything that's going on collectively, it was time. It was on purpose. 8 of Wands. It feels like all this is coming out of nowhere and happening fast. But also in terms of those of you guys who have been needing to talk to someone about something, again, whether it be romantic or like if you had a friendship that you needed to kind of maintenance and talk about or whatever, there's going to be communication coming in fast. If it's been a while since you talked to this person, it was necessary for that time. Like everything is happening on the timing and the accord that it's supposed to be happening. Now, we're having a full moon coming up tomorrow, full moon in Libra. So you Libra mooners or whatever, if you guys have Libra in your chart, you may feel it a little bit more powerful, you know, just like Libras will feel it very powerful, and Aries will feel it very powerful since it's in happening in their sign, right? Or happening in their month. But there's something about this full moon tomorrow being very powerful for you guys as well. I think this is going to be a really good moon. And you guys are ruled by the moon, right? So you probably feel actually every fucking full moon pretty strong. But I think it's going to be addressing a lot of things of the past. I think a lot of things from the past are gonna pop up, right? Maybe some guilt about things that didn't work out. Maybe feeling, you know, a little bit of that loneliness, right? Because this 5 of Cups person is lonely essentially, and this is a person who's focusing on everything that's going wrong outside and then not recognizing that there's so many opportunities for right to happen. So just be mindful of where you're placing your energy and where you're placing, you know, all your thoughts, because if you're focused on everything that's going wrong or seemingly wrong, then you're missing the bigger picture here. You know, pay attention to the fact this card has a bridge here. So there is a way to get over on the other side. There is you know, a bridging of the gap that's going to happen, but you have to be more optimistic in this time, right? And if you are feeling a way, especially as it pertains to a certain person, this is a time to be communicating that. You can't just, I mean, you can decide to just feel sorry for yourself and not whatever. But I think that the person, Page of Cups again, I think that the other person opposite of this situation, I think they'd be receptive. Someone's going to be coming forward and talking about it, because either this is something that's just going to die off, or this is really feels like, especially for a lot of you guys who are maybe newer to a relationship, this is your first real test and your time to really kind of prove what this is going to be, right? Because it's like that everything's pulled back and you're just seeing the real, and you're like understanding more how that person is when they're going through difficult times, or they're understanding more how you are going through difficult times, right? This isn't like everything's all hunky-dory and, you know, this is like a really big test, a really beautiful thing. I think it'll be okay. So 2 of Cups, lovers, there's a lot of love here. And if things have been weird, you both feel it and you both want to fix it. It's just, you know, someone's got to do it. I don't know. King of Wands, Page of Pentacles, the Devil card. Okay. King of Wands, that is a king that takes action. So for a lot of you guys, this is going to be you guys making the step forward to do this. Now, of course, everyone has free will. I'm not saying you guys have to, but I think a lot of you guys are going to feel called to kind of take a step forward, because I think a lot of you guys already know what this is too. I mean, Cancers are super intuitive, and it's going to come down to one of those things at the end of the day. Would you rather be right or feel like you have the upper hand in the relationship, or would you rather just fix the problem, or fix it, even if it's not even necessarily a problem, but just would you rather be clear, you know what I mean, and feel better about the situation, or would you rather just, like, what would you rather do? Because whatever this is, it feels like there's a lot of strain on you, but there's a lot of healing that can come from this. I love it. Yeah, it just, for some of you guys, this feels like this whole time of April, and you guys coming out of, you know, the previous months where everything was just easier and feeling good, this time's going to make you think about some things. It's going to make you kind of get in your heart, and it's going to make you feel some things. It's going to make you feel detached for a little bit, but there's definitely potential for you to feel and get it back together. Yes. The World card is clarifying Page of Pentacles, right? So implementing new things. This is just a time where maybe if you guys are in a relationship, you're going to have to find ways to get a little bit more creative, right? Make it exciting somehow. I don't know. I struggle too, so I'm not even judging you, but look at all this yellow, right? All this yellow, all this orange, all this is all about, like, you know, we're tying into the solar plexus and the sacral chakras. That's all about your creativity, right? Your power. So this is a really good time to be flexing that. This is a really good time too, in that case, where you guys are learning a lot about each other. You guys are learning a lot about yourselves, right? Going through all this, right? And again, this is a really big time. It's so interesting. I'm looking at all these cards laid out here, and in the middle row, just going down, we've got death, Wheel of Fortune, and the World, all in a single row. It's crazy. There's a lot changing, a lot shifting. But if you take advantage of it, it could shift for the better. But everyone is being called to do their work. Even if your work is just to simply get back in touch with you, which for a lot of people, I think this is what this is really about. It's definitely calling to do the work. Now we got the Devil card. You guys could be involved with the Capricorn person, but also the Capricorn Devil card. It talks a lot about what has power over us, right? And I find it really interesting that you guys have both the Lovers and the Devil, right? Because they're both lovers on both of these cards, but the type of love, right? You've got the good love, the balanced love, and then you've got something a little bit more toxic here, where I think people are being bound, and it's maybe a little bit too one-sided, or there's just toxic things going on. But for you guys, I feel like this is saying you can have this. You can have this Lover's card, and I think for a lot of you guys, you actually do have that in your space. There are going to be moments this month where you're going to be tested, and it's going to cause you to maybe do some old things and react in some old toxic ways, right? Be clear on what it is that you want. I think this is a time, like, everyone's having to really cut out certain habits, right? And for some of you guys, as it pertains to relationships, if there's any insecurities, maybe based on things that have gone wrong, this is calling you, especially if it's like, let's say, for example, you've been cheated on or something, right? And like maybe things have been a little bit weird with this person that you've been dealing with. You guys have been feeling a little distant, and instead of saying anything, you know, maybe it was your pattern before to just kind of let things happen and then later like do the whole, well, you did this to me, or, you know, maybe it was your pattern now to kind of not be trusting of people. And so maybe like with things shifting and things feeling different and everyone being in their own uncomfortable space, maybe it's making you think that, oh, something's up with them, they're cheating on me, or thinking the worst. There's something about the worst that's being cut out, right? So not only, Cancer, is this a big test for people, I think individually, like on an individual level, I think we're all being tested in certain ways, but also just in how you decide to deal with people. You know, when you're feeling uncomfortable, if you're in a relationship and things are getting a little uncomfortable, are you just going to crawl back into your crab shell? Or are you going to say it with your chest, you know? And I think it's going to be good though still. I think the worst thing that you guys have in terms of that is just that uncomfortable nature, but I think you'd feel so much better for it in the end. Okay, so you got two of these. You got Pay Yourself First and Dreams of Abundance. Love it. So it says, make yourself your most important financial obligation by setting aside a portion of your income every time you are paid. This loving form of self-care ensures that you have savings to invest in your present and your future. And it says, as you sleep, God, your angels, and your higher self are giving you divinely guided ideas, answers, and solutions. Be sure to record your dreams in a journal because they contain valuable insights that will help you manifest your desires into reality. Love it. These are really, really good cards that both talk about abundance, right? And future forward. And so as your love oracle card, you got playfulness. So it says, to recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit fun to shine. Again, some of you guys just have to go back to the basics. Do things that are corny. I don't know, write love letters. Like, bring the play back into your love life. I think there's a lot of stress that's going around that's tapping into all types of different connections. And I think that maybe we're letting that get a little bit too in the way of the beautiful things we have in front of us. And tackle that now so that you don't get to this place where you're repeating old toxic shit or, you know, self-sabotaging, any of those things, because I think that what you guys have is something really, really beautiful. I just think through this transformation and through all this stuff happening with everybody on a collective level, everyone's feeling it and everyone deals with stress and things differently. And so I think if you just talk to your partner, everything will be beautiful. Okay, and I love you guys. If you are interested in a personal reading, you can reach out to me at shesvibeytarot@gmail.com. I will talk to you later. Bye, Cancer.